I say I mean it. For your how you know I'm bleeding. I've been trying to write my reasons. I've been ducking, dodging demons. Like, do you understand, dog? I don't think they understand, y'all. I'ma make them understand, y'all. I gotta fight.
You know, the reason why I'm writing this is to give subtlety to the simple. Read on.
To give subtlety to the simple.
Read on.
To the young man, knowledge.
To the what?
To the young man, knowledge.
The reason why that happened the other day is because those young men are void of understanding and knowledge. They're void of judgment. See, in the ancient world, our young men had some inclination of the law. You had Eleazar sons, they were priests. Even though they were priests, they knew the law. They had some type of understanding. But our men, they have no understanding of the law or any knowledge of the Bible, even in the name of the Lord. Read on.
To give subtlety to the simple,
right?
To the young man, knowledge,
right?
And discretion.
And what?
And discretion.
And wise judgment. That's not a wise judgment, man. That they made through the Spirit. Read what you got. So we got to come out here and teach our children, teach our young men to actually be men in these last days. Right. Read what you got.
It's Proverbs chapter 8 and
Ezekiel
and verse 4.
34, 31.
Unto you, O men, I call.
What the Lord say?
Unto you, O men, I call.
And the Lord said, unto you, O men, I call. Read on.
And my voice is to the sons of men.
And my voice is to the sons of men. Hey, when you at 20 years old, you're able to go to war.
Right.
Start learning about the priest office a little bit, man.
Right.
But at 20 years old, what is the standard of a so-called young black man in America? What is it? Death, man. If they even make it to that long, man.
Right.
Or if they're in somebody's private prison somewhere, man. But in the ancient world, the Lord said, unto you, O men, I call, man. Go to Second Maccabees, First Maccabees 14 and verse 5. We had young men wearing ancient warlike apparel. They weren't in ski masks with guns all damn day, man. Right. Read what you got.
Ezekiel chapter 34 verse 31.
Bring it up.
And ye my flock,
right?
The flock of my pasture,
right?
Are men.
Are what?
Are men.
So the Lord is calling men in these last days. And if we don't understand that, then the Lord is going to destroy a lot of young men, a lot of young women, according to his judgment, and it's going to happen. Go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 4. And that's what they don't understand about the Lord. The Lord's giving chances. Wisdom's out here in the streets.
Right.
Wisdom is out here in the streets, man. But the Lord, his mercy is going to run out very slowly, and judgment is going to start to happen. What you hold?
First Maccabees 14 and 5.
Yeah, read what you got.
It's First Maccabees chapter 14 and verse 5.
Bring it up.
And as he was honorable in all his acts, so in this, that he took Joppa for an haven, and made an entrance to the isles of the sea, and enlarged the bounds of his nation, and recovered the country.
Right.
And gathered together a great number of captives, and had
jump down to verse number 9.
Verse 9. And ancient men sat in the street.
In the what?
And the ancient men sat in the street.
Our ancient man can't even sit in the streets anymore without getting jumped and robbed, man.
Right.
Our ancient man used to sit in the streets, man. What does it say? Read on. Communing of good things. Read on.
Communing together of good things.
Of what?
Of good things.
Of good things, man. Probably, hey, man, that's Shemawah's son, man. That's Bakwa's son, man. Look how strong he is, man. Look, he's growing up to be a mighty warrior now, man.
Right.
But do we even have these conversations anymore, man? We can't.
Right.
It's man, say he got locked up again. Yeah, he in jail again, man. Yeah, he's supposed to get out. I think his bond set to A, B, and C. Right. I don't think he really did it, but they denied his appeal. That's the conversation now, man.
Right.
That's not communing of good things
at all.
Read on.
And it reads, and the young men.
And the what?
And the young men.
Read on.
Put on glorious and warlike apparel.
And they put on glorious and warlike apparel, man. That's what was going on back in the ancient world. And most high willing, it can happen again. But we have to come out here and restore, and we got to heal our people through the Spirit. Go to Hosea chapter 6 and verse 2. Read what you got.
It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 4.
Look it out.
They shall die of grievous death.
What the Lord say?
They shall die of grievous death.
This is the other end of God's mercy, man. It's judgment. You're going to start dying grievous deaths, man. And the Lord not going to hear those cries because he gave ample opportunity. Read on.
They shall die of grievous death.
Right.
They shall not be lamented.
What the Lord say?
They shall not be lamented.
Read on.
Neither shall they be buried.
Neither shall they be buried, man. No more funeral homes. No more candle lighting, man. Candle lights that goes on. The Lord said they shall not be lamented or nor buried. Read on.
But They shall be as dung upon the face of the earth.
Right, and that's what's gonna happen if our people don't act right, man.
Let's scoot over this.
So you scoot down a little bit, God. You scoot down a little bit, King. God, all praises. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if our people don't start to act right and come back to who they are. But the problem is our people are sick and need to be healed. And the people that's healing them, they have an evil eye against them as they did our Lord and Savior.
That's right.
Go to the book of Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5. We're out here to love our people. Right. Can you get the book of Luke chapter 5 and verse number 17? Read what you got.
Hosea 6 and 2?
Yeah.
Hosea chapter 6 and verse 2.
6 and verse 1.
Verse 1. Come and let us return unto the Lord.
What the Lord say?
Come and let us return unto the Lord.
That's what our people's mindset should be, and it's come and let us return unto the Lord, man. But our people's mind is far from that. That's why we're looking for a remnant.
Right.
Jake, blacks and Latinos, y'all just spent $1 trillion this holiday season. Y'all just spent $1 trillion in this economy to buy presents and gifts, man. Your mind is far from the Lord, man.
Right.
They're trying to create a new world order, and Jake, you're at the bottom again.
All right.
How you
In the new world.
in the new world order? That's a long time you're gonna be at the bottom. You was at the bottom all throughout America. And now in the new world order, you're gonna be at the bottom again, and you fighting us, and we want better for you.
Right.
You're sick. Read this.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 5.
Bring it out.
Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more.
Right?
The whole head is sick.
What the Lord say?
The whole head is sick.
Our leaders are sick. Our ancient men are sick. Parents are sick. Everybody's sick. I mean, it's a crazy thing to have to cope with the things that our people go through just to make it in society and then actually want to be here, man. It's like wanting to have PTSD. You want to have anxiety. You want to fear for your life. You get a rush out of it. That's weird, man. That's sick.
Right.
That's off. Read this.
The whole head is sick. The whole heart faint.
What the Lord say?
The whole heart faint.
Read on.
From the sole of the foot,
The Lord said from the bottom of your foot. Read on.
even unto the head, there is no soundness in it.
There's no soundness in the equilibrium is off. Right? Everything about it is off. Read on.
But wounds and bruises and petrifying sores.
Unhealable sores, man. Something that you look at, a brother that's on damn dope or drugs, and you see all the sores on his body, that's how Israel is on a spiritual level, man. That's right. You don't want to go near that. You kind of looking at like, what the hell is this? Like a zombie, man. That's how Israel is through the spirit. Read what you got, King. What you hold?
Still got Hosea 6.
Read what you got.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 5 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
And it came to pass on a certain day, as he was teaching, that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law.
And what?
And doctors of the law.
What do doctors do? They heal people.
That's right.
They know certain medicines. They know certain ailments, and they know what caused the ailment. They know the result of it. They know what you got to do. They know how you heal. So you had doctors of the law. Read on.
That there were Pharisees and doctors of the law sitting by,
Right.
which were come out of every town of Galilee and Judea and Jerusalem. And the power of the Lord was present to heal them.
And guess what? We are those same men on earth.
Right.
Brothers, go into the law. The power of the Lord is present to heal our people right now.
Right.
I mean, we have an open clinic up here. Right. I mean, Esau got these open clinics. You can get the what is it called? Urgent care. We have a spiritual urgent care up here. Come, we begging people to come in and get healed, man.
Right.
Where y'all at? But people don't want to get healed, man. They love their diseases. They love dealing with their sores. They love the itch in their throat, man. And we just want to heal our people for free. Where's the money up here? We're not collecting money. See, Esau charge you. We're not charging you, man.
Right.
We want our people to get healed the correct way, according to the words of the Lord. Because that's what Yahweh Shah was here for. Read verse 31, Baba Kashah, Slakia.
Verse 31.
Look it out.
And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them,
Sirach 38 and 1.
they that are whole,
What the Lord say?
they that are whole,
Right?
need not a physician.
They that are whole need not a physician. These nations were created to be evil.
Right.
They were created to be wicked. They're healthy on a spiritual level. They're doing what they were created to do.
Right.
Jake, you're not doing what you're created to do.
Right.
You're not ruling these nations, man, and they're not in servitude. These nations are oppressing you. They're doing what they need to do. They don't need any a physician. They don't need to be saved from anything because that's what they're here to do. But the Lord said, what, read on?
But they that are sick.
But they that are what?
But they that are sick.
And the Lord just called us sick in Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5. He said the whole head is sick. Y'all the most sick ones, man. Y'all need help. Read on.
I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance.
Right?
And they said unto him, why did the disciples of John fast often?
So the Lord said, I didn't come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. So we're teaching our people how to repent. What's going on, brother? Have you ever read the Bible? Okay, cool. Now, let me ask you a question. Did you know that so-called black history was found in the Bible before 1619? You didn't know that, did you? Now, we're going to read in the Bible. Are you listening? We're going to read in the Bible, and we're going to identify some similarities that happen in our community that's found in the Bible. I'm going to ask if you agree. All right, go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 16. Go to Leviticus chapter 26 and start at verse number 17. Go to Isaiah 42 and verse number 22.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16.
Look it out.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Now, Trey, God is talking to the Hebrew Israelites. You ever heard of them? Right? The people that he freed out of Egypt, led through the wilderness. He's given them a contract. He said, you are my people. I just saved you. If you keep my covenant or contract, you're going to live. If you break my covenant, there's going to be generational curses I'm going to place on you and your children. So we're reading about some generational curses. You following me? You following me? Okay, cool. So read verse 16 again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Are you from Chicago? How do black people live in the city of Chicago? Are they blessed or are they cursed? Cursed.
That's right. That's right.
That was a quick answer.
That's right.
What about you ever been to Chinatown? Are they thriving in there or are they cursed? They're thriving. Right. They're doing very well. Money is circulating good over there with the Chinese man. But our people, God said you were going to be cursed in the cities, you and your children. But it gets very deep. This Bible gets very deep. Read on.
And cursed shalt thou be in the city, in the fields.
In the what?
In the field.
Y'all ever seen any slave movies? Who is always depicted in a big field with white puff balls everywhere? It was so-called black people, right? God is talking to the Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
He is talking to the Hebrew Israelites. So what does that mean, Trey? What does that mean? What's your name, sister? Isis. Isis? Nice to meet you, Isis. What's going on, brother? So now, Isis, I hope did you hear that? We're going to read it one more time for you. Now you go, we're going to read it one more time for you. Read this.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
God said the same group of people that's cursed in the cities, their ancestors will have been cursed in the field as well. So simultaneously, field and city. Now remember, God is talking to the Hebrew Israelites. It's going to get deeper than that. You got children? Now read verse 32. How many children you have? 2? Okay. Now God said this will happen to the women of the Hebrew Israelites and their children. Read this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Look it out.
Thy son.
Thy what?
Thy sons.
Do you have a son? All right, read on.
And thy daughters.
Do you have a daughter? Okay, so thy son and thy daughters, read on.
Shall be given unto another people.
Now, what does that sound like? Your son and your daughter is forcibly given into another race of people. You don't like that, right? Isn't that what ICE is doing? They're doing that right now.
Right.
No, you got ICE. Right? Yeah, they're doing that right now. They're separating sons and daughters from parents.
Right.
They've done that in slavery times.
Right.
But they're telling you to forget about your history so we can repeat your history in front of you. You don't even know.
See that?
They're doing it right now. Read on.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Right.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
You're going to think about them all day long. Read on.
And there shall be no might.
No, I can get them back.
There shall be no might.
Go to the courthouse.
There shall be no might.
Hire 1,000 lawyers.
There shall be no might.
Right.
In thy
You
hand.
can't do a damn thing about it.
Right.
They got your kids. That's in the Bible. This is a curse that will happen to only the Israelites. And we're proving who the Israelites are according to these curses. You get an idea? It's going to get deeper than that. Read verse 54. Oh, you good? Read verse 54. Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. Now, have you ever heard of the book of Deuteronomy before? Okay, cool. Have you ever heard this in church? Probably not. Now, there's a reason why. Right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. Whoever got it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse number 54.
Bring it out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Are you from Chicago? Yeah. Chicago's a very segregated city. Right? You got Little India, you got Ukrainian Village, you got Chinatown, Germantown, Greektown, Jewtown. You got a lot of towns. But God said this particular nation, their men is going to have an evil eye towards their own men. So, out of all the towns we just named, who generally has an evil eye towards their men of their own nation? That's us.
Right.
It gets deeper than that. Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom. And toward the remnant of his children.
Now, toward the women as well, he's going to have an evil eye, but also to his children. Now, read on.
Which he shall lead.
What the Lord say?
Which he shall lead.
God said that same men that have an evil eye towards their women and their men, they're also going to have an evil eye towards their children to the point where they're going to walk away from the household.
Right.
Who does that happen to? You can't make these things up. Where you going? Hold on, this one we got more for you. You're relating too much as a Hebrew Israelite woman.
That's right.
So that means we have to keep teaching your history. This is your history.
Right.
This is what happened. Our forefathers were doing the same knuckleheaded things we're doing today.
Right.
Which got us cut off from God. So now we're living out these curses in real time that was written over 4,000 years ago.
That's right.
We're living the Bible right now. That's why this is not a real book. It's about to get deeper than that. Read verse number 68.
This Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with...
Now, hold on. You ever seen the pyramids in Egypt? You seen the Sphinx? They may have cut off the nose. Now, how did that get there? What happened? Did it grow out the ground? Did it walk there? Did the Sphinx crawl over there? Like, somebody had to build it, right? Yeah, who built it? Who did God save from Egypt? He saved the Hebrews because they built it. They were in slavery.
Right.
So God said, I'm going to send your descendants back into Egypt again. But God's descendants never were in slavery to the Egyptians again. So we have to understand what Egypt is talking about. This is talking about slavery. I'm going to send your descendants back into slavery again. Now, we're going to see how they went into slavery. This is the key part. How? Read on.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did so-called West Africans, right? That's what they call us, West Africans, get from West Africa all the way to America? With ships.
That's right.
Why are we reading that in the Bible that the Hebrew Israelite, man, women, boy, and girl were going to slavery on ships in the Bible before it happened?
Break it down.
That's scary, isn't it?
Break it down.
It's real. It was already written.
That's right. That's right.
Thousands of years ago. But you wonder why you got a church on every corner of your hood look like this and they never read that verse. That so-called black people and their descendants were going to slavery on ships as the Hebrews, and they'll come here black. Read this, King.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 22 and verse 14.
No, number 10.
And Jeremiah 22 and verse 10. Weep ye not for the dead.
What the Lord say?
Weep ye not for the dead.
Listen to this.
Neither bemoan him.
Right.
But weep sore for him that goeth away.
God said, don't weep for the dead or bemoan him, but weep for that man that had left this country. Read on.
For he shall return no more.
What the Lord say?
For he shall return no more.
Right.
Nor see his native country.
Have you ever seen your native country? You ever seen your native land? You ever seen the soil that your forefathers walked on and built up infrastructures? Your kings all around? We see the presidents everywhere, right? You got Mount Rushmore. Where's our Mount Rushmore? Right? Where's our King David's at, man?
Right.
We can't even go back to your homeland. We have never even seen it, but what, on the TV and other people occupying your land? If that. Yeah, some of our people that never even been past downtown Chicago. How the hell they gonna go all the way back to our land, man? Read that again. Hold on, read that one more time.
From the top.
Yeah.
Weep ye not for the dead, neither bemoan him, but weep sore for him that goeth away. For he shall return no more, nor see his native country.
Nor what?
Nor see his native country.
Nor see his native country. That's in the Bible. Read your piece.
That's the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse number 14.
Look it out.
Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters.
Remember the what?
The captivity of my sons and daughters.
It's time to remember the slavery of God's sons and daughters. We can't forget about this. Read on.
Which the everlasting has brought upon them. For he has brought a nation upon them from far.
No, the so-called white man was stronger.
For he has brought a nation upon them from far.
You ever wonder why when the Native Americans were here, how the hell did the so-called white man know from the other end of the earth to come here and oppress them? Because God sent them over here. Right. He put it in their spirit to just go try to find something. They didn't even know what they was looking for, man. Right. He said, we just got to start discovering stuff. And they came over here, seeing our brothers and sisters in sin, and God used them for judgment. Right. He sent them over here. Read this.
A shameless nation.
A what?
A shameless nation.
What are white people?
A shameless nation.
What are Caucasians?
A shameless nation.
They're a shameless nation.
Right.
Dirty people.
Dirty.
Satan. No way. It's coming. Read them.
Of a strange language.
Right.
Who neither reverence old man nor pity child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow and left her that was alone, desolate, without daughters.
Without daughters. You heard that, sister? Did you hear that verse? That was for you. That was for you. We was reading that verse for you. Did you hear it? We're going to read it again for you before you leave. Hold on, read this.
These have they carried away the dear beloved children.
So God is explaining the history of black people in the Bible. So we're explaining this in the Bible. I want you to listen to this, right? Read on.
Shoot over here.
These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow.
Wait, hold on, stop, hold on. Sister,
It's brother right here.
Oh, it's your brother? Oh, what's going on, brother?
You want to get this spot?
You listening? What's your name?
I'm James C. Stock, City Councilman, on behalf of Land, Building, and Business.
All praises.
I'm the City Council, State, and Federal. Plus, I'm running against Brendan Johnson, the Mayor of Chicago.
All praise to the Most High. Nice to meet you, brother. Lord,
You are.
my name is
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Brother. Good boy. You too, brother.
You want to get back to your spot? Want to get back to your spot?
You too, Holmes.
What's going on, brother?
I'm James C. Stock, City Councilman.
I know this.
I didn't even know I moved. Yeah. All right, so you listening, right?
What's it about y'all organization?
So what we're teaching is the history of black Latinos and Native Americans out of the Bible.
Right.
So we're teaching a culture and we're teaching a heritage that was stripped from black people because black people's culture was invented in America. Okay. It's an invention. Like the YN is an invention. Black is an invention.
Right.
So we're going back to what we were before we were colonized in America and given all these inventions and information about ourselves from the people that enslaved us. So we're going to read in the Bible some history that we used to have before 1619. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Go to Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. Or Jeremiah 17 and verse 4.
It's Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse number 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself.
So even us, ourselves, everybody that you see on that sign, black, Latinos, and Native Americans. No, right here. Yep, black, Latinos, and Native Americans on this sign right here, from Negro to Mexican. We are going to do what?
Shall discontinue.
What does it mean to discontinue? Like we're going to discontinue our product. We're not going to sell it no more, right? That's what that means. We're going to stop doing something. So God said he's going to discontinue our what?
So discontinue from thine heritage.
So our people were discontinued from our heritage because we're serving another nation in their land, and they stripped that from us by the hand of God. Read on.
Which I gave thee,
right?
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So God said the way I'm going to do it is by causing you to serve your enemies in the land which you don't know. Because we're from the land of Israel, as we're the Jews. But we're in America, and now we're black. See how that happened? So we're telling our people to return out of that, come back to the laws of God. It gives our ancient men, such as yourself, and elder men, right? Honor, nobility, knowing the laws of God, teaching our younger men to be subject up to those laws. Because
okay, well, let me ask you this. What's the difference between y'all organization and Louis Farrakhan now with the Nation of Islam?
With the Nation of Islam, correct. So the
Question. That's a good question.
That's a great question, actually.
Right.
So we go off strictly off the Bible, what God said, right? Through archaeology, through history, and through prophecy. Okay. The problem is with the Nation of Islam, or even these different religions, they were all created by a man. Right? Go to the book of Galatians chapter 1 and verse 11. They were all created by a man. This man name is Muhammad. It was created 600 years after Christ died. But the problem is, Christ never taught anything about Islam. That's an invention. This Bible what God gave us, this is not an invention. This is inspiration from him to his people. Read this, King.
You got a precept?
God, this is the book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse number 10.
Look it up.
For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped.
What the Lord say?
Whose mouths must be stopped.
Read on.
Who subvert whole houses, teaching things that they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
Right, and a lot of these religions that was created, even like the Nation of Islam, is for profit. It's not for you to actually understand who you are. Because the difference between them and us is that the Nation of Islam has been here for a very long time, and look at the state of our people to this very day. What change has actually happened? What has, I mean,
There's a lot of change been going on, even the street of Madison.
Okay.
Okay, now how many people actually say Madison looks better than the old Park Streets? It didn't look like that 5 years ago.
It didn't. Now they may throw us a crumb, but you know what happened when the leader of the Chinese community in Chinatown complains to the president? Okay. They get $50 million off back.
That's not true. I come from this block and from this neighborhood. They would never say that Chicago and this area look better than Oak Park, brother. We got to stop deceiving ourselves. We know this is the land of killers and drug dealers and murderers. Right? How do I know that? Because you survived it. Yep. I survived it. All these brothers that's walking around, we can survive it. We can't blind ourselves with lies and deceit. Brothers tell me the Nation of Islam felt it, just like our gang leaders. Right. Like our politicians, bro. We can't lie to ourselves.
Yeah. That's right.
I am a politician.
Well, but understand this though, brother.
The highest one in the whole city, county, and state.
Okay, what does that give us?
Ain't settled.
All praise to the Most High. But listen though.
I'm the city councilman.
Are y'all?
Okay, so
they cool? But listen, brother. So I want to continue explaining the difference. I want to continue explaining the difference though.
Go ahead.
Because like I said, what has it really done for so-called black people? It hasn't really done a lot for our people, because even in the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X, he was assassinated, and what happened?
By his own people.
By his own people, but who set them up?
The Nation of Islam.
No, the so-called white man. The government set that up. Right. So that shows you that
they pulled the security away from, but they was watching them every day of the week, and plus recording everything they were saying.
But my point is this: the FBI set that, means showing what? That it wasn't by the inspiration of God. Because what's of God can't be destroyed. Right. That's the point. Amen. It wasn't a divine thing. You know how I know this is a divine thing? Go to Galatians 1:11.
That's Galatians chapter 1 and verse 11. But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man.
No, this was created by a man.
It's not after man.
It's not a religion. This is not after man. The Nation of Islam was created by a man. They worship Farrakhan. They worship him. That's a man. It's not the Most High God.
That's right.
The man that we worship, the man that we worship, he died. and rose again, and he gives that glory to the Father, ultimately. Read on.
Yes, sir.
For I neither receive it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Yahushua, Jesus Christ.
And that same man who we believe in, he gave black people an actual culture and a heritage before we were enslaved in America.
That's right.
We have to return back to that culture for us to not worry about if the streets of Chicago will be better when we will have a whole nation to ourselves.
Right.
I'm not trying to be in Chicago. I want Chicago to be destroyed.
Right.
I don't want to be set up here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago has to go down.
Let me ask you that. Why would you think our city should be destroyed, even Cook County and the state of Illinois?
Because we're not from here. You were brought here. Your property here. You own nothing here. They'll never let you own anything here. We single-handedly got the so-called white man through the Great Depression because we only had cash.
Okay.
And guess what? They burned down your neighborhoods and said thank you and walked off. That's what they did. So any neighborhood that we would have thriving in the first place, they're going to drop a bomb on it, wipe their hands, and then look at you and say, get back to work, you lazy ass piece of, you know what I'm saying? They're going to call you lazy. They're going to call you nothing, even though you're deeply rooted into the integration of America. These other nations wouldn't even be here if we for the Civil Rights Act bill, man, in 1968, man.
Right.
That dogs was put on us, man. Fire hoses and all of that, killing you, dragging you, and these same nations come here and mock you. Say that you're lazy.
Very street.
Very street. That's why this nation, this God is letting you know this is not your home. Go to Jeremiah 31:16.
Read this.
That's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse number 10. Arise ye and depart.
The Lord say,
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right.
Because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword destruction.
God said this land is polluted. It's going to destroy you because at the end of the day, when the Lord comes back for the restoration of his people as he did in Exodus, we're the descendants of those people. He's going to judge this land for everything they did to us.
Right.
And brother, I don't think you want to be a part of that judgment. I think you want to make it out of this land. That's like us in ancient Egypt saying, well, hold on. What about the sand dunes of damn by the Nile River, man? We're doing good over there.
Right.
No, we're not worried about ancient Egypt.
All right.
Read what you got, King.
Listen to this.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31,
The promise.
verse 16.
Y'all listen to this.
Thus saith the Lord.
No, thus saith me.
Thus saith the Lord.
Donald Trump said it.
Thus saith the Lord.
Eddie Vance.
Thus saith the Lord.
Read on.
Refrain thy voice from weeping,
God said our people, it's time to stop crying. Read on.
and thine eyes from tears.
Right.
For thy work shall be rewarded.
What the Lord say?
For thy work shall be rewarded.
Read on.
Saith the Lord.
Read on.
And they shall come again from the land of the enemy.
You're in the land of the enemy. This is not our land. God said one day we will come from the land of the enemy. Read on.
Verse 17, and there is hope in thine end.
What the Lord say?
There is hope in thine end.
So what is the hope for our people? Read on. 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 49.
Saith the Lord.
Right?
That thy children shall come again to their own border.
Brother, we have no border. They can literally just drive in with squad cars into your city. Okay. So how is this our city? Can anybody just come into America? Can any plane just fly into America? Or they gonna shoot it down? They got airspace. They got a no-fly zone. Because that's the so-called white man's border.
Right.
Our border, when we get back to our own land, no, you think the so-called white man just walk up in there, man? We have some people have to do like, what you doing here, man?
Right.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. How come Africa got a civil war going on right now?
You said Africa?
Africa.
Which two countries?
You got Zimbabwe.
Okay.
You got New Guinea.
Okay.
You got Nigeria.
Okay.
So, but let me ask you this too. Do you actually believe that 3 American soldiers got killed in Africa so Trump could send them to help him?
I believe that 3 Americans got killed in, you said Nigeria, right? In Nigeria, just as much as I believe that there are cartels in Venezuela that Donald Trump is fighting.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Donald Trump says anything. America says anything. They lie a lot. So anything that America perpetuates and says actually happened, I believe the opposite immediately.
That's right.
Right? We seen what happened to Gaddafi in Africa. We seen what happened to a lot of these political leaders that was once there and then they got overthrown overthrown somehow, some way, and now America takes control of that country for good purposes, and America just got richer on accident.
Right.
Why does America always get richer on accident when they're taking out political corruption? It makes no sense. So I don't believe that at all. Now, let me read you this. What'd you have?
Still got Jeremiah.
What'd you have?
I got
First Esdras, right?
Esdras 449.
Read this.
It's First Esdras chapter 4 and verse 49.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know what freedom looks like for our people? You know it's documented in the Bible what freedom looks like for so-called black people? Because you're a politician, right?
Yes, sir.
So what in your definition, what would freedom look like for our people?
The free to buy land.
Okay.
They gotta pay taxes. Because taxes make the city, county, and state and our federal government for everybody to have a job and
Can you
keep
look up the
getting
definition of
paid.
tribute? Okay.
Okay,
You say you still have to pay taxes though?
that's right.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Now, any business, land, or building, if you own it, you gotta pay property taxes.
all right.
Okay?
Right.
Property taxes have schools open so children can go to school.
Right.
High school, colleges, university. Alright? Everybody think taxes that a person pays, they shouldn't do it because it's either too much or too little.
Right. Now,
Go ahead, go
now, and that's a great definition.
Go
Now,
ahead, give me-
you said Iris, right? ISIS. I'm sorry, ISIS. Now,
Yeah, ISIS.
Lord have mercy. Now, ISIS, I want you to listen to this. Right in First Esdras chapter 4, verse 49, it's gonna.
Yeah, ISIS.
Hold on, brother.
Picture taking with
Hold on, elder. Hold on, elder. The Lord don't. The Lord. Hold on, elder. Hold on down. Don't destroy the spirit. Now we gonna understand. But look, God.
knowing her for a long time.
All praise to the Most High. Now the Lord said, from the Negroes to the Mexicans, He's gonna document in the Bible what freedom actually looks like for our people.
Yes, sir.
And it's not paying taxes. Taxes is actually a form of slavery. That's why, because and that's tribute. It's called tribute. Every ancient kingdom, if they subdue a kingdom and they're not in hardcore slavery, they can submit just by paying taxes. That's what Alexander the Great did.
Right.
Now we're gonna read this in the Bible.
You're right.
Read this.
From the top, yeah, First Esdras 4 and 49.
First Esdras 4 and 49.
Now listen to this.
I'm listening.
Moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm up to Jewry concerning their freedom.
Concerning their what?
Concerning their freedom.
This is what freedom looks like in the Bible. Read on.
That no man, officer, no ruler,
No man, officer, CPD, whatever PD, the county sheriff, right, the state police department, right. Read on.
no ruler,
No what?
no ruler,
No governor, no mayor. Read on.
no lieutenant,
Right, no lieutenant.
no treasurer,
No what?
no
The
treasurer
IRS can't come knocking at your door either. Read on.
should forcibly enter into bars to enter into their doors.
Enter to their what?
Enter into their doors.
ICE can kick your door in.
Enter into their doors.
Freedom looks like where nobody can just enter into your doors forcibly. They don't have not the police department. Nobody can come into your doors. Read on.
And they're all the country.
And all the what?
And they're all the country.
All the country. Listen to this.
Which they hold should be free without tribute.
Without what?
Without tribute.
All the countries that the heathens hold that belong to us has to be free without tribute. You know what tribute is?
When somebody is ahead and they give it to them because of their authority.
Okay, so we're going to go into the definition of tribute. God said for our people to be free, the other nations have to give us back our land without tribute. What is tribute? Read this. Right, the definition of tribute. It says a rent.
Hey, what?
A rent.
Read on.
Tax. Or the like as that paid by a subject to a sovereign. So they have to give us back our land without taxes and we don't have to pay them. That's what freedom looks like. Read on. It says any exact or enforced payment.
Enforced payment. Read on.
Or contribution. Right? And that's when they send in letters to your house. They're cold calling your phone. It's called debt collectors. God said in our freedom, there is no debt collectors, man. We don't have to pay property taxes on your land. That's not what freedom looks like in the Bible for God's people. Read on.
It says, and that the Edomites.
In the who?
And that the Edomites.
Can somebody turn that sign around? You know who the Edomites are? Because they are involved in this. Who are the Edomites?
Number 2 on the list.
Look at this. Look at this ice. The Edomites, it concerns our freedom as well. The so-called white men, because everybody got a biblical nationality. If we're the Israelites, who are they? They're the Edomites. So God said the Edomites, read on.
And that the Edomites should give over the villages.
Should give over the what?
Should give over the villages of the Jews which they had held.
Who holds our land right now in Israel with the small hat and curls in their hair and own all these buildings?
Okay.
The Edomites. Are they? That's the Edomites, so-called. So this is a problem. The Lord said, for freedom for our people is when white people give you back your land without taxes.
That's right.
And they can never enter into your doors.
See that?
Do they do that now? Don't they do that now? Don't they tax you and come into your doors forcibly?
All right.
That's what they do. Let you.
I was wondering if you was going to point to that.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what brother.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
So we have to understand we're not free here.
That's right.
So how do we get freedom? What do we have to do?
What would you think freedom should be?
Well, that's what I think.
I mean, do it have to take mind, body, and spirit?
Takes all of it.
You got it ain't right. It do,
Definitely not financial.
Right.
and sometimes it takes your emotions.
It does.
And sometimes a person spill blood for it.
Exactly.
Because we got wars going on in the neighborhood.
Right.
So,
but the problem is though,
come on,
the problem, and that's right. The problem is though, but we're like, what are we dying for though?
Exactly.
We gotta die for God's laws.
Right.
Go to 2 Maccabees 7:1. Don't you know there was a mother and her 7 sons that were put to death because they didn't even want to eat pork?
That's right.
Pork is against God's laws. But Antiochus IV, he said, no, y'all can't keep God's laws. That's how important it is for these other nations to have us depart from our heritage, that they're gonna put you to death. Because our freedom means their subjugation.
Right.
Read what you got.
It's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1.
Look it out.
It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
Because pork is against our law.
That's right.
And they said, no, the white man said, no. He's a Grecian king. He said, no, y'all don't eat this pork. You're going to be like us. You're going to be an American.
Right.
If you're an American, you get to stay in this country. But if you're a Jew, you're going to die. Read on.
And were tormented.
And they were what?
And were tormented.
They were tortured because they didn't want to eat pork, man. Yeah. Read on.
With scourges and whips.
With what?
With scourges and whips.
What is this picture?
With scourges and whips.
What they do in the 1800s?
With scourges and whips.
What about the 1700s?
With scourges and whips.
In the cotton field.
With scourges and whips.
They scourge you and whip you, man. This is nothing new under the sun.
Right.
It's the same so-called white Grecian man with the same Jews getting scourged and whipped because they want to be righteous.
Right.
Read on.
But one of them that spake first said thus.
What did he say?
What wouldest thou ask or learn of us?
Right.
We are ready to die.
What did he say?
We are ready to die.
Read on.
We are ready to die.
Right.
Rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
We are ready to die rather than transgress the laws of our fathers, not because I got blue or red on.
Right.
Not because I'm GD and you BD. I'm ready to die for God's laws.
Right.
That's what we got to come back to wholeheartedly, is for the laws of God. And we got to be willing to put our life on this, because God's laws is your culture and heritage before they invented black and invented African American. We were speaking Hebrew on the way over here. We were speaking Hebrew on the way over here.
That's right.
How can we forget that? Well, we got Hebrew names, man.
Right.
We had Hebrew colonies all throughout Africa, and all of a sudden you're a 5%er, you're a Moor, you're black, you're a Nation of Islam, and they give you all these inventions, and you don't know who you are anymore, man. You're all these different things. The so-called ancient Chinese man got his heritage.
Right.
But as soon as you come to America, they just invented YN last year.
Right.
That wasn't even there in 2020 during COVID, man. They invented that. In 2035, I know they got 3 more inventions.
Right.
And we gonna eat it up. We gonna put it in the media.
Hey, how old are you, Elder?
Right.
I just want to show you a point real quick. How old are you?
I'm not gonna tell me.
I'm gonna say, just say, for instance, if you over 50 years old,
I am.
If you over 50 years old, then that means that you were alive before you were called an African American. It was coined in '86.
Right.
How you older than your nationality? How you older than your nationality?
Exactly.
When your nationality starts from the progenitor of one man.
Yeah.
Right. Who is the originator of African American? Jesse Jackson coined that term.
Break that down.
He was running for office. So if you older than your nationality, that means it can't. Like the brother said, it's a damn invention. Madness.
Break it down.
And you gotta understand it. The verse that we just read, that was a Grecian king trying to torment Jews.
Right.
Leo Siphios Africanus is a Grecian general that conquered Africa in the Second Punic War. So, and Amerigo Vespucci is an Italian map maker. So if you're calling yourself African American, you're calling yourself a son of two white guys. Are you the son of two white men? Do you come from two white people? Hell, no, you don't.
No,
so you gotta stop saying I'm African American. You're saying I'm the proud son of two white people. That give me chills. I don't even know why I did that. You gotta rebuke me for that.
Yeah, that was all.
That was ridiculous. I'd never do it again.
Yeah,
you want to see it again? Watch the video.
You're going off.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. So we gotta say we're the Israelites. We are the Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
Yeah, you've been hearing that lately, right?
That's right.
That's mercy from the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
All praise to the Most High. Go to Psalm 65 and verse 4. Kyle, you got it.
This the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse number 27. Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen.
What the Lord say?
Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen.
So when they say black people, you guys are like, they try to put it in the media. You gotta say, man, we're not regarding that, man. That's another thing they're trying to put on us just to, make us understand that we're not Israelites. We're not listening to that. That's what you can't. That's what you got to do. Read on.
But desire of those that keep thy testimonies in affliction.
And that's what you got to desire, of those that keep thy testimonies and afflictions, which is found in the Bible. Right. And they were all Israelites. Go to Psalm 65 verse 4, whoever got it.
Psalm 65 and verse 4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest.
What the Lord say?
Blessed is the man whom thou choosest.
And you know what's crazy about this? You got to be chosen to even be in this thing.
Right.
You got to be chosen to even hear that and believe that.
Right.
I don't know if you know, but the Lord, when he was walking the earth, he didn't want everybody to understand what he was saying. He only gave it to a select group of people. The Lord, he wasn't rolling around with everybody, man. Go to John chapter 2 and verse 19. He knew what was in man. He was only around the people that was like-minded of him. Right. So if the Lord is speaking to you now through his words, you understand it. That's a blessed thing, man. There's a lot of people that was in all types of religions, all types of doubt. They swift up their religion every 15 years. They don't know where to go. But this is home for us. We got our heritage back. We know our land. We know our language. We can pray to our God. Right. We know that our Savior looks just like us and he's only for us.
Right.
The reason why they want to kill you because they want to take your soul. They want to take that knowledge. They can't. Read this.
It's the book of John, chapter 2, verse 19.
Verse 23.
Verse 23. Now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover,
right,
and the feast day,
right,
many believed in his name.
So there was many that believed in his name. Read on.
When they saw the miracles which he did,
right.
But Jesus did not commit himself unto them.
No, he was the fun guy, the party guy.
But Jesus did not commit himself unto them,
right?
Because he knew all men,
right?
And needed not that any should testify of man, for he knew what was in man.
He knew what was in man. So the fact that your spirit is even bearing witness to even come up here right now says a lot, because there's a lot of so-called black people in Chicago. But how many of them already know that they're the Jews and they're willing to keep God's commandments and follow him wholeheartedly so our nation can be saved out of America, man? So our nation can receive better.
Okay, so what is your opinion about Brandon Johnson and J.B. Faisal Crystal?
Okay, so you got to update me on that. What's going on with that? What's going on with those two?
Well, we just still got a war going on.
Okay.
On behalf of our city council. Brandon Johnson wanted corporate tax. All the aldermen want him out. Just like the whole city, county, state want J.B. Faisal Crystal out.
Right.
How y'all feel about that?
Brandon Johnson just
voted to have property taxes increased by 133% only in the hood to black people.
Is Brandon Johnson here, Edomite?
No,
you're Jake.
That's the governor of Chicago.
Jason.
Houses can't even afford to keep their houses, and then the Edomite can come in and take their homes from them.
You know what? That sounds very familiar. Go to Nehemiah chapter 5.
Exactly.
The bag, about to pay more for the grocery bags and everything.
And tobacco and alcohol.
So
My mortgage went up. The last time he did that, my mortgage went up in 1 year over $600, bro. So this big time we're increasing it by 133%.
12, 1500.
Mortgage going from 1,600
Yeah,
to
but see,
2,500. Brother, we out of house and home. I'm over $4,500 with 100.
yeah, that's madness.
saying I agree with you. Most
And that's in the city?
no.
It's only, bro.
On the property,
He said he didn't want
on a mortgage, a line of credit,
Wow.
a percentage.
So Top Coon.
What's
going on, brother?
And last, his whole running campaign was he would never increase property taxes. That's why his whole campaign of running.
You heard about that Brendan Johnson trying to increase taxes in the hood? Yeah, it's horrible. They're trying to increase taxes in the hood, and they're trying to raise property taxes and trying to get our people up out them homes. But did you know that's not a new concept? Because you had the leaders of the Jews do the same thing to the poor Israelites back in Jerusalem.
Right.
That's how I know who we are. Is that there's no situation that you can bring up that's not found in the Bible. Because we're the same people. We got it.
Right.
In Nehemiah chapter 5.
5 and what?
Go to Nehemiah chapter 5 and start at verse 4. What
you looking for?
Start at verse number 6.
Nehemiah 5 and 6. And I was very angry when I heard their cry and these words.
So Nehemiah, he's the governor. So he's in connections with the king, and he's like, okay, we can go back to the homeland. You get to rebuild the temple, rebuild your homeland. Here's the shekels, here's the gold, rebuild the second temple. He get back to Jerusalem, and look what he see. Read on.
Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles.
And I did what?
And I rebuked the nobles.
He said, what the hell is this? He said, what are y'all doing? He rebuked the nobles. Read on.
And the rulers.
And the what?
And the rulers.
Read on.
And said unto them, ye exact usury.
You do what?
Ye exact usury.
Y'all know what usury is? You know what usury is, brother? What about you? You know what usury is? So we're going to show you what usury is, because Nehemiah, he was rebuking the nobles and the elders in Jerusalem for exacting usury on the poor. Tell me what you got.
Right, this is in a blue letter, right, the Strong's definitions. It says a loan.
Hey, what?
A loan.
Read on.
It says, what, interest on a debt.
Right.
Exaction, usury.
Top one.
Right, top. It says lending on interest.
He was lending on it like what these Jewish people do to us. They were doing that to their own people. They were lending out usury. Okay, you want to buy a crib? I'll give you 200 shekels. You got to pay me back 5,000 shekels in 3 years. Oppressing the poor. This is a man of his own nation. Nehemiah is the governor. He come back like, what the hell y'all doing, man? Read on. You got it. Come on.
Right? This is the definition of usury according to Oxford Languages. The illegal action or practices of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest.
So the chief Jews, the men of our nation set up in a leadership position, was doing illegal acts of extortion on the poor of our people.
That's right.
Okay.
And what do you think? You said his name Brendan Johnson?
Yep.
Yeah, we're the and guess what? Is there anything new under the sun?
No, it's not.
Read on.
No, it's not.
It reads, ye exact usury every one of his brothers.
Right.
And I set a great assembly against them. And I said unto them, we, after our ability, have redeemed our brethren, the Jews.
We have redeemed our brethren, the Jews, after our ability. Read on.
Which were sold unto the heathen.
Which were what?
Sold unto the heathen.
Imagine somebody coming to redeem us out of America, bringing us back to our homeland, and then when we get back to our homeland, your men of your own nation that was set up over you to take care of you start doing what the so-called white man was just doing in your own nation. So Nehemiah was hot. He was like, we just saved our brothers. What the hell are y'all doing? Why are y'all still in this oppressive mindset against your people? Read on.
Reading on. It says, which were sold unto the heathen? And will ye even sell your brother? Or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace and found nothing to answer.
And guess what? They found nothing to answer because they knew what they were doing, what was wrong to their brothers. Why are y'all doing what? Brendan, wasn't it Brendan John? Whatever the hell his coon ass name is. Why are you doing that to your? If you're watching this, Brendan, that was written for you. Nehemiah would have rebuked you in the ancient world, so you can't be a man of God if Nehemiah was going to rebuke you for doing evil, man.
Right.
Read what you got.
There's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, starting at verse 6.
Yeah.
Behold the princes of Israel, everyone were in thee to their power to shed blood.
To do what?
To shed blood.
Princes of Israel shed blood. Read on.
In thee have they set light by father and mother.
Right.
In the midst of thee have they dealt by oppression with the strangers.
With the what?
With the strangers.
So our people would easily link up with the other nations just to continue to oppress our people just so they can take care of their own families. That's evil as hell. That's in the Bible. That's found in the scriptures. So what we're trying to tell our people is come out of the ways of America, because all it's doing, that capitalistic mentality is just teaching you to be against your brother and your sister.
Right.
See, Americans, they can be capitalists but also nationalistic. They can be capitalists and they can also love white people, love their own nation. But our people, when we turn into capitalists, we turn into great damn bloodhounds, man. Right. We try to oppress each other, try to gain one up on a dollar on our brothers and our sisters, and that's exactly what he's doing out in the city. That wasn't found in the ancient world. That's why we have to teach our people, come back to who you are, come back to your laws, because the Lord doesn't allow that. Go to Deuteronomy 15 and verse 10. Do you know it's in the Bible? It's a law of God to help out the poor. Yeah. It's a law. How is this a Christian society? Donald Trump wants it to be a Christian society, but in the laws of God, you have to take care of the poor every year.
See that? Because it's a blessing.
Right. Now look at Chicago. Look around you.
It's just a blessing that you give. It's also a blessing for them to receive it. So not only they get a blessing, you get a blessing, and that blessing keeps flowing.
And that's fine. And that's great. But it's a law to do that.
It's a law because it's a command.
I want to ask you this question, right?
Yeah.
Because I presented this a couple of weeks ago. So the presentation was that we were tricked out to claim ourselves as African American statistically, so that and for that we should have claimed Native American to get our money back. And I want to hear your take on that.
I got you. Native Americans came to get Native American money back. They are on reservations right now. I mean, even if we was to claim that, what they're going to give you? A casino that's going to be owned by the so-called white man, and you get 2.5%. That's basically what you're going to get, and then that gets taxed. So, I mean, even so, if we were to say, okay, we claim Native American, we do certain paperwork with the court, the Moors, they still only have about less than 1% of America. They have nothing. We need to claim Jews, Judaism, Hebrew, Israelite. That's what we need to claim. We will get a whole land back, and we will get slaves. We're going to get servants. Right. You're going to get to live forever. Right. I mean, you're going to get sovereignty. You're going to get peace. Right. You're going to get ownership. You're going to have great leaders. Right. Everybody's going to go to Zechariah 8:3. This is why we need to claim. I mean, we can claim Native American all we want, but the so-called white man's not giving them a crumb. How much more you? Right? You're gonna be in the same position. What you got?
Can I have some?
Time.
So even if we did claim Native American, they still during those times they still call hell. A lot of Native Americans actually classify under Negroes to escape the oppression that they was going through. And it says, yes, although American history, Native Americans or American Indians were sometimes officially and unofficially misclassified as Negroes or black due to colonial laws, racial prejudice, intermarriage, and inconsistent senses and practices. So a lot of them actually claim to be Negroes because even on that side, it was like, it's too much on us. I got to claim to be another so-called race. So even if we did do that, it would never help.
The average life on a reservation is 33 years old. That's the average life on a reservation is 30, because they drink themselves to death. They drink out of soap bottles. The reason why, because some soap bottles are 2-3% alcohol, and they get drunk off that.
Soap bottle.
As of 2023 as well, on the reservations, it says that Native Americans have a 98% heavy
Yeah. Highest rate of suicide.
Not only that, you got to also remember, Native American is a reclassification by the white man upon them. Tricked them out of their nationality. They're really known as Gad and Reuben of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
That's who they were called before they were called Native American. So to reclassify them as a Native American, and even if you look at, I'm getting it right now, the 103 amazing facts about the Western Hemisphere and Native Americans or Indians, you will find out that they knew that they were Israelites, and the white man made them reclassify as Hispanics in order for them to even get any type of reservation here. Right. And after they tricked them out of all their land and everything, they put them on reservations, gave them sovereignty. Why? Because when you claim sovereignty, you disconnect yourself from the laws of this nation, which means we don't have to police you. We don't have to protect you. You don't have no judicial rights. You have no rights because you're not our citizen. That's why they living on a reservation. And they're able to go into their reservation, rape their women. Refuse to give them the natural amenities that they need to function and survive. And that's what brother said. That's why they over there drinking themselves to death, committing suicide.
Yup, right. That's right.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, real quick.
He got some.
I only got a few minutes left.
Now, this is for the brothers who want to reclassify themselves as Native Americans.
That's good.
Black Seminoles or Seminole freedmen were largely excluded from significant Native American reparations, specifically $56 million in 1990 payment to the Seminole Nation for land taken in Florida because the payout was tied to tribal rolls from 1820s and later the Dulwich rolls, which classified many African ancestry as only free men, not of full tribe members, leading to lawsuits and ongoing struggles for inclusion and a share for the funds. So I brought that out to say, right, why do you want to assimilate yourself into something that you were excluded only in 1990? You were not allowed to include yourself with the Native Americans because you are 9 times out of 10, you're not the same tribe. They don't like you. They see you as a part of Judah. That's how they see you. And so it's not going to get you any benefit. All you're doing is going right back to the 1800s where they made you assimilate into a different culture away from, you know what I'm saying, your people.
$5 Indian, like he said. Right, so that's the reason. That's the reason.
100%.
But we got something better though. Go to Zechariah 8:3. That's why there's hope in our end, as we read earlier. What you got?
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying,
What do you say?
Thus said the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion.
So the Lord was a little bit angry at us. You know why? Because instead of serving the Most High God, we wanted to serve Zeus. We wanted to serve Poseidon, Astaroth, like he said, Hercules. We wanted to serve Baal. We wanted to serve a lot of heathenish gods, right?
That's why the first commandment that he wrote, there should not be another God before.
Exactly. And that's why God was jealous for Zion. Now read on.
I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy.
Right.
And I was jealous for her with great fury.
Right.
Thus said the Lord, I am returned unto Zion.
What the Lord say?
I am returned unto Zion.
So all these politics and all these different, it's all temporary because the Lord's going to return unto our nation anyway. Read on. Isaiah 14:1, Bible Shop.
And will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem.
Right.
And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth.
See, the thing is, when we get back to our homeland, that's going to be the top city on the earth. Right. Everybody wants to be like us anyway. We made dirty ass Chicago glorified around the world. You got people from other nations literally flying in just to come look at Old Block. Where's that Old Block? Is that Kevon? Is that Chief Keef? And we glorified our poverty. Imagine us in our holy estate. Imagine us return back to the Lord as a nation. Loving each other, keeping God's laws. The Lord said he's going to call it a city of truth. Read on.
In the mountain of the Lord of hosts.
Right.
The holy mountain.
The what?
The holy mountain.
Now we're going to see what this looks like. Read on.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, thou shalt yet own men and own women, dwell in the streets of Jerusalem.
Do what?
Dwell in the streets of Jerusalem.
Is it safe for old men and old women to sit outside and dwell in the streets of 63rd and 64th and 79th and 78th on a stoop just chilling? Right, just talking to say what's up to people, waving at cars when they go by, right, when they riding by slowly. It's not safe out here for old men and old women to do that. But in time to come, it will if you're a Jew. Read on.
And every man with his staff in his hand for very age.
Read on.
In the streets of the city.
Now, hold on. You listening, brother? What's going on? The Lord said our boys and girls will do what?
Playing in the streets thereof.
Playing in the what?
Playing in the streets thereof.
When's the last time you seen our boys and girls playing in the streets?
We playing the nigga live.
That was a long time ago. But they not doing that no more.
Playing football on the broken glass.
Isaiah 14:1-2. Now, I want to show y'all. What's your name, brother?
They call me Zach.
Zach, nice to meet you, Zach. What's your name? Mari. Nice to meet Marin. Nice to meet you, Marin. What's your name?
Call me S-Dot.
S-Dot, got you. Now, we're gonna see in the Bible what great things we're gonna inherit when we come back to who we are. Because y'all heard of the Israelites, right? Well, it's time to stop hearing about them and start walking in this thing now. Because you're living in the last days, and I'm gonna let you know a lot of these religions, they're not gonna save you.
Say it again.
They're not gonna save you. You have to come back under the umbrella that our forefathers was under during the times of Egypt, which got them saved. Right, read this.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
Y'all ever heard of the kingdom of heaven? Yeah, you heard of the kingdom of heaven, right? Y'all know what it looks like? We're gonna read it.
Bring it out.
This is in the NLT.
Listen to this.
But the Lord will have mercy on the descendants of Jacob.
The Lord's gonna have mercy on the descendants of Jacob. So if you're a black, Latino, and Native American, the Lord's gonna have mercy on our people. Read on.
He would choose Israel.
He would choose what?
He would choose Israel.
At the end of the day, our Father only care about us. So read on.
He would choose Israel as his special people.
As his what?
As his special people.
No, everybody's equal.
As his special people.
Read on.
Once again.
Once a what?
Once again.
The Lord did it before. The Lord chose us before. He's gonna do it again. Ain't nothing gonna change about the Most High. Read on.
He will bring them back to settle once again.
He'll do what?
He will bring them back to settle once again.
God's gonna bring his special people back again. Read on.
In their own land.
Right.
And people from many different nations.
What the Lord say?
And people from many different nations.
You got Chinese people. You got East Indians. Right. You got South Asians. You got Eastern Europeans. You got Western Europeans. You got a lot of people. You got people from Fiji, the Hawaiians. You got Australians. So there's a lot of different nations, right? Y'all listening? Read on.
And people from many different nations will come and join them there,
right,
and unite with the people of Israel.
Read on.
The nations of the world will help the Lord's people to return, and those who come to live in their land will serve them.
Will what?
Will serve them.
What does that look like?
Will serve them.
You ever had somebody come to you and ask you, what should I cook today, my master or my Lord? Okay, I'm sorry. And you snap your fingers and they leave the room.
Right.
You ever had that before? That's called servitude. That's called slavery. We did it. God said in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to have slaves and we're going to have servants.
Right.
You understand that? Yeah. You understand that? And that sounds good to me. Right. I want slaves.
Right.
Your nails say, your woman said, my king, I want my nails done. You snap your hands and two Japanese women come out the damn closet with damn nail polish, man. And your woman, she said, man, I had a long day. And she kicked her damn feet and hit her in the head and she get her nails done, man. That's what that looks like. Right. So we want the kingdom of heaven, but we have to keep God's law, statute, commandments first. You understand that? Right. Go to Amos chapter 4 and verse 12. Take a flyer, brother. I got it. All praise to the Most High. Go to Amos 4 and 12.
It's the book of Amos chapter 4 verse 12.
Read it out. I ain't like that.
Therefore, this is what I do unto thee, O
Israel,
right?
And because I will do this unto thee.
And because judgment is coming to America, they're trying to start the New World Order. They're going to try to create a famine. Our people, it's going to be a lot of turmoil that comes to our people in these last days. So what the Lord say?
Prepare to meet thy God.
What the Lord say?
Prepare to meet thy God.
Read it again.
Prepare to meet thy God. Oh Israel. Oh Israel.
Oh bless.
Oh Israel.
Oh Latinos.
Oh Israel.
Our Native Americans.
Oh Israel.
Must prepare to meet our God in these last days.
That's right.
We got to prepare to meet our God because he's coming back, and you want to be on the right side of that judgment, not on the wrong side. You understand that?
I got a question.
Okay, all praises.
Okay.
Now, and guess what? Somebody better. Hold on. Wait. I'm going to let you ask you a question. Is there somebody's better than me is going to answer your question? So we're going to get that brother up here. He's going to answer your question. And if you have more questions, he's going to answer you, okay?
No, anybody can answer, really.
Exactly. Kom Yashua.
Kom Yashua.
Kom Yashua.
Kom Yashua.
Kom Yashua.